Okay, Faith, I got this idea. Yeah, and now feel free to listen to this as well. Okay, so remember that each of the team is going to present, right? So let's say Team A presented. Okay, so Team A presented. So what happens is instead of sitting down, I think it will be a good time for the teacher to do the debrief. Okay, so like for every team that presents, they are going to share one important point. Okay, so like for example, the first question can be, hey, what are some of the challenges um that you find? Okay, so okay, maybe the first question can be, so very important. Okay, we want to debrief about this activity, debrief about race, culture, and racial harmony. So, Faith, this thing about racial harmony is very, very important. It should be the main thing. Okay, so um, okay, so Faith, okay, this is very important. Okay, so and also debrief on the performance as well. So they're supposed to watch the performance, then they do this activity. All right, so what are some of the things that can be done? Okay, so for example, if someone is going to say, okay, so the first team has presented, so they can say, the teacher can ask, so each of you have different goals and different objectives. So maybe can one of you share, okay, why do you have this? Okay, just ask any of the group to share. Okay, so after they share, so they can those immediately linked up. Okay, so you have a different race. You have different race. So okay, so like let's say maybe in the teacher can give any examples that they want. So okay, Faith, those that I said just now is very very sensitive. Okay, so you have to be careful of what you say. So do not say things like Malay are being more conservative. Okay, but you can say like Western they are when they see each other they hug. They even have French kiss. So male and female they start to hug. Okay, they're very open. But some of the more Asia society, okay, you don't come in contact with opposite gender, okay, or even in female and female and male, you might not want to be so friendly. So why do you think that this happened? Yeah, you see, ask the group. Okay, so you want to have a few questions like this. Okay, so why do you think it happened? It's about culture. So until they talk about culture, then teacher can say, yeah, correct. So you see, how certain behave is because of how they are, right? This is something like culture. Okay, so the next group you can say something like you can debrief. Um, maybe okay, so the important thing, okay, of the whole thing, okay, in case I forget, so the important objective, okay, so Faith, this one, please take note, okay, is that we are living in different society. Okay, so this one you have to write at the studies objective with many different thoughts and culture and many different people, okay, and opinion. Okay, but we can't understand and live harmony so long we understand each other. Okay, and instead of criticizing, okay, and instead of criticizing, we can so long we understand each other. So instead of criticizing, we can understand and integrate. Okay, but most importantly, okay, so this is an important point, right? Okay, without losing ourselves. Okay, so this is an important point. Okay, so after that we can go on to the next point. Okay, so maybe like again, okay, so would you will have one person share like how you are able to how you thought that you are able to reach the goal. Okay, but now you have so many people that yet you have different goals. So how you come up with this performance that have incorporated everyone? Okay, or the teacher can even ask something like, okay, now can you tell me in your performance, where in your performance actually has okay, what is your goal? A, B, what's your goal? C, what's your goal? D, what's your goal? So in your performance, how in what part in your performance you have these four things? So you can ask them. Okay, then after you ask them, okay, ask them to share. You can even share, one thing that make it like a dialogue session, a very, very interesting dialogue session. Like, can you tell me one culture that you are very uncomfortable with? Okay, then get them talking, Faith. Okay, so one culture you're very uncomfortable with, so they said, then you can explain to them, so the teacher can explain to them, right, how they are going to influence. All right, so no, like you have different goals. So why do you have different goals to achieve these things? So Faith, you want them to say something like that. Okay, why they have different goals to achieve these things? Okay, it's again because of your past. Okay, can one of you share your past that makes you achieve this goal? Okay, so after they say, okay, then you can say that, hey, this is actually, it's just like a race, you know, actions. Okay, so maybe you can talk about interpretation. Okay, so different culture would interpret a situation differently. Okay, so maybe you can give some examples like okay, so maybe a good way, Faith. Okay, you don't talk about Singapore races, Chinese, Indian, Malays. Okay, so you don't want to talk about this so that so that you will not cross the line and make it very too sensitive. Okay, Faith, maybe you can talk about certain culture. So certain culture like treating like um um how the different cultures interpret a situation differently. Okay, so maybe some cultures will interpret like wow, you need to be how it is successful, and some cultures interprets that maybe being successful it's not really fame, okay, but rather have a quality way of life. So like Western countries, many of countries, they are interpreting success as actually being happy rather than being successful, like what other culture is. So try to do your very best, have some dialogue, Faith. Okay, so whatever I thought just now, please do try to have, like have some dialogue, say about your performance, say about your poster, why you do it this way. Can one of you share something? Okay, then can you talk about one of the cultures that you don't like? Okay, so this one is very important because we need to link them. Okay, Faith, so can you share with one of the cultures that you don't like? Okay, yeah, so then the teacher can explain, yeah, different cultures are different. Okay, but you see, no, just like what you have done over here, that is so beautiful. You see, you are able to link, even though both of you have different goals, but you can see, you can put together. So in real life, when you're a neighbor, you have different actions, but so long you respect each other, you don't cross the boundary, you can live together, right? So long you understand each other, you see, it's much more easier to integrate with each other. Okay, so Faith, make sure that you're writing down all these things that I've been saying. Okay, that and do note it down. All right, so all these things you can just chat GPT. Yeah. Okay, so very important. So yeah, so very important to link them up. Okay, so talk about different races, how they behave. So, and most importantly, is this objective. Okay, that you want to understand each other, don't criticize. Different people behave differently, it's all because of influence. You can come together, you can integrate with each other, even be together, but it's still being yourself, you still can be happy so long you are integrated with each other. All right, so after that, have a true debrief, so you can even link with the performance and the show that they watch as well, Faith. Okay, so yeah, so see what you have. Okay, great. I think that's very much it. Okay, it's very long, I need to really bring my girl. Okay, great. Thanks everyone. Okay.